My mom and I were staying at Hotel 1928 in Waco, Texas this weekend. Blake Lively and her team were staying there as well after South by Southwest in Austin on Friday night. We found this out from all the hotel staff.
Celebrity chef and lifestyle queen Joanna Gaines isn't holding back, and Blake Lively's reputation might never recover. Joanna just dropped video proof that allegedly shows Blake harassing her, and fans can't believe what they're seeing. Is Hollywood's Golden Girl image finally cracking?
Ended up recording her coming into the hotel lobby. We were just hanging out, people watching. Her team caught wind of this, I believe. Maybe saw me recording her on the security camera, did not like this. Thought maybe I recorded something they didn't want out there, didn't want me to see, whatever. Next morning, we kind of were being followed by her security guard a little bit on the way out, checking out of the hotel. Blake Lively herself comes out, starts recording us, says hi to get us to look up at her, circles our car, gets the car information, license plates, all that. Online harassment started the next day. Her lawyer, her social media person, her nanny were looking at my stories. They ended up making troll accounts, and someone called me fat. Long versions are on here if you want them.
What's really going on between these two You won't believe what's been caught on camera, and trust me, this is about to get messy. Blake Lively and Joanna Gaines somehow got wrapped up in drama that has everyone shook. Most people didn't even know the two knew each other. But all of that changed after a wild chain of events involving Caitlin, a guest at Joanna's hotel in Waco, Texas Hotel 1928. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Blake was supposed to be in Austin for South by Southwest. But instead of staying close to the event, she checked into Joanna's hotel nearly an hour and a half away. Weird, right? Rumor has it she might have been meeting Joanna for some kind of business deal. Meanwhile, Caitlin, who I've mentioned before, was just there on a casual weekend trip. She's a massive Chip and Joanna fan, and staying at the hotel was on her bucket list. Nothing to do with SXSW at all. But here's the twist. Caitlin finds out Blake Lively is also staying there. And let's just say, the vibes weren't what you'd expect. Blake was allegedly strutting through the lobby, super loud, like she owned the place. Caitlin, being a huge fan, pulled out her phone to film just a quick glimpse of her fave celeb. And that's when things took a shocking turn.
First of all, congrats on your little bump.
Congrats on your little bump.
What about my bump?
But then things take a weird turn. Blake actually notices Caitlin filming, and next thing you know, she's circling Caitlin's car, recording her license plate. Creepy, right? Caitlin was so thrown off that she shared the entire experience on social media. That's when the story blew up. Suddenly, her posts were getting flooded, not just by fans, but by Blake's own hotel manager, her social media team, and even her nanny. It was like Blake sent her entire squad after this poor fan. And it didn't stop there. Trolls began attacking Caitlin online, calling her names and leaving nasty comments. Fast forward, and now the gossip mill is spinning. Blake and Joanna are allegedly locked in a full-blown feud over this hotel security fiasco. Word is, Blake's upset because Hotel 1928 didn't treat her like the VIP she thinks she is. Guests say she was strutting through the lobby like she was at Buckingham Palace. Not a good look. Fans are starting to see through Blake's Privacy Act, especially since she had no problem filming Caitlin's car herself. Some say she's just trying to control the narrative. And that brings us to Joanna. What started out as a sweet friendship and mutual admiration between Blake and Joanna has now spiraled into drama. These two once praised each other non-stop. Back in 2016, Blake even admitted she'd been texting Joanna design ideas. They were spotted together in New York last fall, and everyone thought a collab was coming. But now, that's looking unlikely. Things went left when Blake checked into Hotel 1928. During promo for her new film, Another Simple Favor, the staff treated her like a normal guest. And apparently, Blake didn't like that. No red carpet, no floor shut down. She had to walk through the lobby like everybody else. Witnesses say she was loud, demanding, and acting entitled. Joanna and her team, they were not impressed. And insiders claim Joanna isn't in any rush to patch things up, with tensions already high. Plus Blake's ongoing legal battles with her former co-star, Justin. This friendship looks frozen for good. Will Joanna and Blake ever reconcile? Or is this just the start of Hollywood's messiest new feud? And speaking of fallout, Blake's been trending for another reason. She's currently facing a multi-million-dollar lawsuit, and her reputation is tanking fast. Old stories are resurfacing, like the Time reporter Kirsty Flaw congratulated Blake on her baby bump back in 2016. Instead of brushing it off, Blake clapped back with, "Congratulations on your bump," basically calling Kirsty pregnant when she wasn't. Pretty much that little moment, plus years of behind-the-scenes tea, is now resurfacing as fans put the pieces together. One thing's for sure, drama seems to be following Blake Lively like a shadow.
They were just completely ignoring me. If you watch this clip I'm going to show you, I think it's about 1.5 minutes long. Blake Lively does not look at me one single time until the end.
Kirsty later revealed that the moment was so humiliating, she actually considered quitting journalism altogether. And when she finally posted the clip this past August, instead of owning up, Blake doubled down, accusing her of secretly working for Justin Baldoni. Sheesh. But that wasn't even the end of it. Kirsty has interviewed Blake twice. And let's just say, the vibes were not giving America's sweetheart. In one interview, Blake allegedly pressured Kirsty's boyfriend, who's also a journalist, to chug gin at 9 a.m. And on another occasion, she was even caught on camera asking male reporters to take their shirts off. Like, double standards much. Now that Kirsty's video is going viral, more people are speaking up. Former interns, makeup artists, hairstylists, even assistant directors, all coming forward with similar stories. And the picture they're painting isn't pretty. According to them, Blake wasn't just having an off day. This is a pattern, being dismissive, rude, and making people uncomfortable behind the scenes.
Do you think it's going to end up in court?
Honestly, a lot of people ask me this question, and honestly, I think it will. And I'll tell you why. It's because both of them are so strong in their opinions about what happened. They're very forward in all of it. So both of them are saying, this is what happened. You're lying. I will prove it. They both claim to have the receipts. And so I don't think there will be a settlement because it's so much about public opinion about them and their reputation.
So, you might be asking yourself, why didn't people speak up sooner? Well, here's where it gets messy. A lot of folks in Hollywood actually wanted to call Blake out years ago, but they were too afraid. And why? Because Blake and her very famous husband carry real power in the industry. If you work in Hollywood and say something negative about them, your career could disappear overnight. That fear kept a lot of people quiet. But now that more and more voices are finally speaking up, Blake is out here playing the victim, acting like all of this backlash is happening just because she spoke out against harassment. Shy isn't buying it, and honestly, neither are we. Over the weekend, Kirsty was interviewed by the Daily Mail, and it turned into a whole spread exposing Blake's mean girl antics. The headline: My encounter from hell with Blake Lively, and here's the tea. Over 20 people have now shared their own stories about Blake's shady behavior. At this point, it doesn't look like a one-off incident, it looks like a pattern. Some say it even started with her mom, who was known in the industry for being entitled and demanding on set. Blake grew up watching that behavior, and it seems like she may have learned from the best. A crisis PR expert recently explained that Blake's behavior really comes down to entitlement. She expects royal treatment wherever she goes. And if you're not on her level, she won't bother with you. What's worse is how she reacts to criticism. Instead of reflecting or apologizing, she points fingers, deflects blame, and accuses others of working against her. It's like she can't handle the idea that people might not love her as much as she loves herself. Some people even compare her approach to the Amber Heard and Johnny Depp drama, the constant PR spins and media battles. Except Blake's tactics just come across as desperate. Remember when she baked donuts for fans right after a damaging article came out? Instead of softening her image, it made her look like she was scrambling. The real issue here is that Blake's behavior is now overshadowing her actual claims against Justin Baldoni. Speaking out against harassment is important, but it's hard to take her seriously when she's caught up in PR games and victim narratives. She could have made things simple, apologized to Kirsty for humiliating her, or admitted she went too far by dragging Justin into a lawsuit. But instead, she doubled down, playing the victim and making it seem like the backlash is a coordinated attack against her. The lawsuits only highlight the imbalance of power. Blake, Ryan, and their PR machine have enormous influence. And history shows that when victims speak out against celebrities, they often end up being criticized, discredited, or blamed. That's why some people now whisper that you can't be alone with Blake without witnesses or recordings, just to be safe. The drama over the intimacy coordinator on It Ends With Us is a prime example. Justin reportedly had to go over sensitive scenes with Blake privately, which many believe should never have happened without a producer or a female team member present. Blake supposedly refused those conditions. And now it looks like she's flipping the narrative to paint Justin as the bad guy. But here's the thing. This whole mess probably won't even go to trial. It doesn't benefit either of them. Right now, Blake is facing the most backlash. But if something damaging came out about Justin, public opinion could flip in an instant. That's the part Blake doesn't seem to understand. She keeps doubling down, insisting everyone hates her because of Justin. when really, she's just making things worse for herself. If she truly wanted to fix her reputation, she would stop with the PR stunts, step back from the spotlight, and handle things privately. At this point, the constant damage control is doing more harm than good. And speaking of the lawsuit, here's where things stand. Blake filed a complaint with California's Civil Rights Department, accusing Justin Baldoni of harassment and creating a hostile work environment during the filming of It Ends With Us. She claims there were inappropriate conversations, behavior that made her uncomfortable, and even a smear campaign designed to discredit her after she spoke up. Her lawsuit was officially filed in December 2024, with specific incidents laid out in detail. Justin, however, fired back with a jaw-dropping $400 million lawsuit, not just against Blake, but also Ryan Reynolds and their longtime publicist, Leslie Sloan. He accused them of defamation, extortion, and manipulating the film's marketing narrative to protect Blake's image. On top of that, Justin also sued the New York Times, accusing the paper of lying and misrepresenting the story in their coverage. So, what started as a little on-set tension has now blown up into a full-scale Hollywood war. It's not just about Blake versus Justin anymore, it's about power, PR, and how fast personal conflicts can explode into public scandals in the entertainment industry. And right now, with both of their careers on the line, the stakes couldn't be higher. The drama between Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni just keeps getting messier. And honestly, the court of public opinion is divided. At first, Blake had a strong wave of support when she spoke out with her allegations. But once Justin hit back with his own massive lawsuit, things shifted. The internet noticed too. Blake quietly lost a chunk of followers, while Justin picked up some new ones. That alone says a lot about how the narrative is changing in real time. But here's the twist. Legal experts aren't totally convinced Justin's case is a slam dunk. Sure, his lawsuit grabbed headlines, but it doesn't exactly erase Blake's claims, especially the ones about unwanted advances and inappropriate comments. If those stick, Blake could still have a very solid case. That said, this battle isn't just happening in court. Social media has basically become a second trial, with fans and critics debating nonstop, picking sides, and throwing opinions around like confetti. But here's the truth. What happens on Twitter or TikTok doesn't decide the verdict. The real decisions will happen behind closed doors. And, let's be honest, most big Hollywood lawsuits don't even make it that far. They usually settle quietly to avoid dragging things out and causing even more damage to reputations. So while Justin might be winning in the court of public opinion for now, insiders say Blake's case still carries real weight. Either way is shaping up to be one of Hollywood's most talked about battles. What do you think? Will they settle before trial? Or will this one actually make it into a courtroom? Drop your thoughts below because this story is far from over.